Per usual, living on this channel is for educational purposes only. It is not intended as financial advice. This tutorial series is sponsored by Cryptowatch, and we partnered together to create helpful material for all of you. The next Cryptowatch tutorial video, let's talk about boards and themes a little bit here. As a reminder again, boards are basically folders for your modules and your module setup. You can have multiple boards, and in each board you can have multiple modules. With a free account, you can have 3 boards, 12 modules per board. That expands if you want to dip into the paid versions. They do take Bitcoin or credit card Bitcoin on the website version. Before we talk about boards, let's talk about themes. So for me, I've always liked just black on black background, white font, and then red and green candlesticks or line chart. Really, that's it for me. Now, depending on your screen, your vision, if you're colorblind, right, there's different sort of settings you can set up here. Some of these just immediately aren't for me, right? But there's a bunch of different presets you can flip through. It's kind of interesting. Just to get a sense of the optionality here. Now, I prefer the darkest versions possible. I do not like a lot of colors in the background, in the windows, that sort of thing. You can save your themes here. You can rename your themes. You can have all sorts of fun with your themes. If you're a UI aficionado, whatever works best for you, as long as you know that that functionality exists. So once you're on your favorite theme or favorite version of a theme, you're good to go on that front. As far as boards are concerned, again, these act as sort of folders for different ideas. And for me, I generally have different functionality on each of the boards. If I'm making a trade, for example, on a specific token, I like to have that set up ready to go. We'll go to BTC Tether, for example. Low time frame on top, high time frames down here, some watch list stuff, and then order book. But that for me is its own separate board. I keep the ordering functionality generally separate from the charting portion for me. I like to take a broad overview, just like Ichimoku. Ichimoku is literally at a glance. So I like to keep my, 2x3 most of the time up, ready to go, ready to do analysis. And then when I'm ready to make an actual trade, I flip boards to do that. You can also rename or clone boards in here, delete boards. Let's say you have some ideas for a week you want to keep track of. You can do that in a separate sort of folder so you don't mess with your just general analysis. Let's say I wanted to add some text right within this specific board. And this is sort of rehashing some of the stuff I've talked about, but we can always add specific notes to specific boards, right? If I want to pay attention to something and remember it, if I'm looking at 20 different markets and a bunch of different exchanges, and I want to make notes right between the boards, that's where that comes in handy. And then once those ideas are done, or those trades are done, right, you can delete that, move on. But at least you have those notes for yourself so you're ready to go. And, as always, within these boards, you can make them look however you want. Everything is completely modular. You just drag these panes here and you're good to go, however you want it to look, right? It's completely up to you. Let's say we wanted to link, right, within the board. If we want to link, let's say these columns here, right, in the upper left-hand corner, you're going to see a button to link, something that's super useful. Let's say I wanted, high time frames on the top here, and low time frames on the top, high time frames on the bottom. You can easily do that within the module on the board without disturbing, anything else, right? If we want to experiment with some altcoin nonsense, right? We can go to one board. Let's say I like, this setup, Control C, Control V. That way I don't have to manually type everything in. Again, just save your settings and, then you can split this module. And let's say we wanted to look at LTC and Doge or whatever else, right? And let's say we wanted to split this again, and we wanted, instead of BTC, we're doing, let's do ETH BTC here, right? So I think you understand what we can do within each board here. Just completely customizable like Legos. You can go boom, boom. We can change this to, right, LTC, BTC. Change this to Doge. And then all of a sudden we can watch all of our favorite altcoins if we wanted to with the same analysis all at once in a few simple clicks in a separate board, right? For me, it's really easy to separate, you know, King Corn, King BTC against everything else, and then downstream separate that within the analysis. So we've got themes, we've got boards, and you can always share those boards with the share button here. Let's say you want to share it on Twitter or send it to a friend. Share the board, there's the link. They'll click on the link, it'll automatically populate into Cryptowatch. And again, depending on your subscription tier, you may be limited by the number of boards you're allowed to use. But if you ever want to delete a board, you can do it through the board management tab. I will also add the link for this board in the description of the video below. That's all I have for this one. Like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe, and happy trading.